Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to talk about free trade argument of FTA between Colombia and Chile. But first, who are you? Are you ready to start this important meeting?
Thanks, Camila. I am great. I am ready to start. I have a lot of information to share.
Good morning, everyone. I am fine. I am so happy to be with you in this meeting.
Good morning, I am fine, thanks Camila. And I'm so interested to talk about this important topic for us.
Good morning. I'm totally due to exciting with this no much information about it.
First, we need to know and have clear what is the free target argument.
Okay, Camila, let me help you with the FTA meeting. A free trade agreement is an agreement signed by two countries to regulate their commercial relations. The idea is that their products and services can be exchanged freely and that investors on both sides have clear, stable, and transparent rules of the game. It looks for increased trade and investment between the two countries.
Perfect. I didn't know exactly the meaning of FTA, but now it's so clear for me. Let's move on to the free trade agreement between Colombia and Chile.
I agree, but before we start to explain this topic, I want to share with you graphic that we made with the summary of the FTA Colombia and Chile.
Okay, give me a second. Let me share with you the infographic. Okay, I am going to show the infographic, but please take in account that this topic have a lot of information and we tried to put best of it, but was a little hard.
Okay, Erika, while you share the infographic of this topic, I am going to give you this important information. The trade agreements between Chile and Colombia started the processes of Latin American integration since the Treaty of Montevideo of 1980, ALADI. In relation to the development of action towards economic complementation in productive areas and the promotion of the development of joint investments in both Colombia and Chile, these countries signed the agreement for the promotion and reciprocal protection of investment on January 20, 2000 in Cartagena de Indias. Finally, the free trade agreement was signed on November 27, 2006 and entered into force on May 8, 2009.
Thanks, Sandra. Well, it took a lot of time since the treaty was signed until it started to operate.
Yes, when I was looking information about it, I was surprised due to 3 years after Colombia Chile signed the FTA. It started to operate.
Okay, well, maybe it was due to this free trade agreement has 22 charter, and before it start to operate, they need to study one by one to be agree with all the both countries, which includes the following provisions: access to merchandise and trade, rules and procedures of origin, trade facilitation, sanitary and physiological measures, technical barriers to trade, commercial defense, investment and services, public purchase, dispute resolution, labor, environmental, cooperation, general disposition, exception and final provisions, and finally administration of the agreement.
Additional of your information on January 1, 2012, 100% of the traffic universe what is paid for for the product subject to the price, but mechanics on which I continue to apply the variable component traffic, among which are main products, dairy products, rice, oils, and sugar. This means that the substantial delta between the parents is realized under the framework of ACE 24 and its additional protocols.
We found a lot of information in www.gov.co and other important parts to add to your personal opinion. The free trade agreement and Chile allows expanding and boosting bilateral relations and have a long-standing business partner with an economy of 18 million inhabitants, a gross domestic PDA of for 206 million, and GDP per inhabitant USD for 23,459 pp, among other variables that reflect its strengths.
Okay, now I understand why this FTA is important for Colombian citizens and Chile citizens, and why the government make a big effort to do this agreement with the other countries. In 2015, nominal energy export to this destination account for 16% of the total. The sector this type of that exported was were plastic material and manufacture, that was 16%, sugar, that was 12%, automobile, that was 8%, paper and its manufacture was 7%, and pharmaceutical was 5%. In 2015, the sector that mattered most were fruit with 16%, papers and its manufacture was 11%, tobacco and cigarette was 8%, wood and manufacture was 7%, and copper was 6%. This part you can find in the infographic that we showed you before.
I don't understand much about the percentages mentioned by Adriana. Can you explain otherwise in general is good or not according to these figures in 2015?
Don't worry, Sandra. In other words, in 2015, the nominal energy export have a good growth. The target was 100%, and they got 62% in the products that I mentioned before.
Thanks. I think was so clear in this way for everyone. I found this part. The FTA Free Trade Commission established in Chapter 50 composed of the Minister of Trade, Industry and Tourism for Colombia and the Minister for Foreign Relationship for Chile, or by the person designated for the FTA Commission in the administrative body together with the FTA working groups and committees. The Free Trade Commission signs the entry into force to the treaty that have held for ordinary meetings, two extraordinary meetings, and held sitting 50 decision is developed on their agreement. Addition, they have several work stems and each one is in change of different function, which is the this, so that each of the agreements of this free target agreement are followed are compliant with as established. Monica, do you want to explain the different word terms that this FTA have?
Just let me do. Okay, I have it. By words, I'm going to explain three of these, and Erica will explain it the other ones. Market Access Committee. Its life follows on the committee commitments of the chapter and has, among other commitments, the exchange of proposal in nomenclature to the ESA, exchange of trade statistics, and investment every year in month of April, presenting a proposal for a solution to commercial concerns about market access. 2. Committee of Rules of Origin follows the chapters, submits proposal on change and update in nomenclature for updating the rules of origin and draft decision, as well as resolving related issues. 3. MAF Committee follows the chapter and seeks solutions to commercial concerns which may arise related to product of the agricultural sector subject to sanitary and phytosanitary and surveillance.
Okay, thanks, Monica. I explained the last two working groups of this agreement. The number four is environmental issue, follows the environmental chapter for which the parties have designed the national contact points to attend consultations and requests from the other party, promote the exchange of information, and evaluate actions in comparison. And number five, public procurement group. Among its main function, this continue with the negotiation on engineering and architecture services.
You have to look at some of the objectives of what we are trying. A. Promote in condition of equity the balance and harmonious development of the parts. B. Stimulate the expansion and diversification of trade between the parts. C. Eliminate barriers to trade and facilitate the cross-border movement of goods and services between the parts. This in order that the advantage of economic agents clear and predictable rules for the development of trade in goods and services.
Okay, now let's see a specific definition of each country by territory. The number one, with respect to Chile, the terrestrial, maritime, and airspace under its sovereignty and the exclusive economic zone, and the continental shelf over which it exercises sovereign right and jurisdiction in accordance with the international law and its domestic legislation. With respect to Colombia, in addition to its continental territory, the archipelago of San Andres, Providencia, and Santa Catalina, the island of Malpelo, and all other islets, cays, hills, and banks that belong on it, as well as its airspace and the maritime areas over which it has sovereign rights or jurisdiction in accordance with its domestic legislation and international law, including applicable international treaties.
I would like to conclude by saying that the national treatment could each very grant national treatment to the other parties got goes in accordance, including its interpret notes and total and Article 3, and its interpreted notes are incorporated into the arguments and form part of it. Above this project is per provided above, no party may adopt or maintain any draft, tax, and other type of change on the spur and any mentioned to the territory of the other parties, unless some draft in progress on change is adopted or maintained on any mentions to domestic con- consumptions.
Well, that is it. That is all. I thank you for your attention, ladies.
Thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. Thank you. Have a good
Okay,
Thank
day.
thank
you
you.
so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.